Welcome to How Jungian Types Influence Your Personality. Episode 32. Today, we're going to look at how your personality type influences how you deal with being told no. This is an interesting topic because some personality types are more accepting of rejection than others. We're looking at how your personality type influences your behavior. So let's get into it. The way that you handle rejection can have a big impact on your relationships and career. They're the ones who always follow through on their promises and stick to their commitments. These types are also very loyal and committed to the people in their lives, as we mentioned earlier. ESFJs and ISFJs are very loyal and committed to the people in their lives. They make decisions based on facts and data, not emotions. This makes them pretty good at dealing with rejection. When an ESTJ or ESTP is rejected, they simply move on. They don't waste any time dwelling on it. ENFJs and INFJs know that in order to make the world a better place, they need to first make a better world for the people around them. Because of this, INTJs and ENTJs have a pretty easy time dealing with rejection. This makes them pretty good at dealing with rejection. They don't take it lying down. If someone rejects them, they'll fight back with wit and sarcasm. While this can be an effective way to deal with rejection in some situations, it can also backfire. If someone is trying to be mean or hurtful, the ENTJ or INTP's sarcasm won't hurt them at all. In fact, it might even make the other person feel validated. This is why ENTJs and INTPs need to be careful about how they respond to rejection. Sometimes it's better to just walk away than to try to fight back. In fact, they often use rejection as fuel to prove the naysayers wrong. NTJs and ENTJs see rejection as a challenge. They don't back down from challenges. Instead, they use them to prove themselves. ENTJs and ENTJs need to watch out for this tendency, though. Sometimes they push themselves too hard and end up burning out. They want to be surrounded by good people, and they want to help those good people become their best selves. Because of this, when an INFJ or ENFJ is rejected, they take it very personally. And if you did, don't forget to leave us a like. Thanks for watching. They feel like they've either done something wrong and that the other person is rejecting them because they're not good enough. ENFJs and INFJs need to learn that rejection doesn't mean that they're not good enough. It just means that the other person isn't right for them. In fact, they probably don't even think about it much at all. For ESTJs and ESTPs, it's just another piece of data. It doesn't mean anything personal. They're always there for their friends and family, and they expect the same level of loyalty in return. They see the good in everyone, and they want everyone to be good. They want to make the world a better place. This makes it really hard for them to deal with rejection. When an ENFP or INFP is rejected, they feel like they failed. They think that they could have done something better, or that they could have made the other person see the light. ENFPs and ENFPs need to learn that they can't control other people. All they can do is be the best versions of themselves and hope that other people see the light. When they're rejected, it's not a reflection on them as a person. When an ESFJ or ISFJ is rejected, they feel like the other person is rejecting them personally. They take it to heart, and it hurts them deeply. ESFJs and ESFJs need to remind themselves that the other person's rejection doesn't reflect on them as a person. It probably has nothing to do with them and everything to do with the other person. Because of these traits, ISTJs and ISFJs have a hard time saying no. They don't want to disappoint anyone or let people down. They often end up taking on too much responsibility and then burning out. ISTJs and ISFJs need to learn to set boundaries and say no when they need to. Otherwise, they'll end up resenting the people who are taking advantage of them. So it's worth taking a look at this from a personality type perspective. They're the ones who make things happen. They're also very flexible and adaptable. They go with the flow. Because of this, ISTPs and ESTPs are usually pretty good at dealing with rejection. They don't take it personally, and they're quick to move on. However, if they're rejected too many times in a row, even ISTPs and ESTPs will start to feel down about themselves. They may start to think that they're not good enough, or that something's wrong with them. If this happens, ISTPs and ESTPs need to be reminded of their past successes and how valuable they are. As always, this is a general guide only, so please remember that there are no hard rules in psychology. First, we have to understand that people generally don't like being told no. Telling someone no can make them feel frustrated, angry, or rejected. But some types are better able to accept rejection than others. That's because some types are more sensitive to criticism and other types are more resistant to change. So let's take a look at how each personality type handles rejection. ISTJ and ISFJ. ISTJs and ISFJs are both very responsible and dutiful personality types. ISTP and ESTPs. And ESTPs and ESTPs are the doers of the zodiac. ESFJ and ISFJ. ESTJ and ESTP. ESTJs and ESTPs are two of the most logical personality types. ENFP and INFP. ENFPs and INFPs are idealists. ENFJ and INFJ. Similar to ENFPs and INFPs, ENFJs and INFJs are also idealists, but they're a bit more strategic about it. INTJ and ENTJ. INTJs and ENTJs are the commanders of the zodiac. They're natural-born leaders. They're also very independent and self-sufficient. NTP and INTP. If you've ever met an ENTJ or INTP, you know that they're not afraid of confrontation. They're also very quick-witted and sarcastic. So how does your personality type affect the way that you handle rejection? Let us know in the comments below. We hope that you enjoyed this video.